Welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge. We have our very first game, or very first episode, should I say, and our very first game with our new club. We are in North America, and we are at Cruz Azul. So we did a little bit of job hunting, really didn't take too long. And we've got our club. So just to set the scene, the club are currently 13th in the league. The league is very much only just started. 1 win in 3, not great. 2 losses. They're also out of this weird Leagues Cup thing. Don't know what it is. It's kind of like Mexican teams and American teams go into it. Doesn't really seem to be related to anything. The continental competition in this continent is called the North American Champions Cup, which doesn't start until February of 2036. So we've got a little bit of time to go. The way that it works in Mexico is there's an opening and a closing stage. I don't know if points carry over into the closing stage or whether you just start fresh. That we'll figure out. But essentially, it's like an opening stage, and then there's knockouts, and then winning the knockouts or coming second in the knockouts gets you into qualification for the continental stuff. Now, based on what we've seen, Cruz Azul finished runners-up in the opening stage last season, so we should be in this season. But we still obviously got to focus on the league to get back in it for next season, because there's obviously no guarantee we're going to win it in the one season. Having looked at the squad, it's not bad. I don't think it's 13th level of bad. I think, as you can see on the season preview, they're definitely underperforming. They should be about 6th. So we need to get ourselves up there. In terms of where we need to go just to get into the knockouts, it's at least 10th. So we have to get at least 10th. We're currently 13th, so I don't think that'll be an issue at all. Board want mid-table, which, to be fair, with 18 teams would be about 9th. So if we can get in the top 9, that will get us in the prelims. The first preliminary round, at least. I guess, is that just 2 teams? Yeah, it literally just 2 teams. And then that's just another 2 teams? Yeah. No, how can that be? Hang on. Hang on. How does that make sense? What? I'm very confused. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it all out. If we can get in the top 6, we go straight to the quarters, and we don't need to worry about that nonsense. So top 6 will be good, but realistically, it's just about getting to learn the team, getting to learn the club, and getting a tune out of everyone, because obviously at the minute, it's not going great. They won on the opening day, but since then, it's been a little bit haywire. They've beaten teams in the MLS, though, so they can't be that bad. We have Necaxa and FC Juarez. So 2 teams very much on the other side of the table. The first team have only drawn 1 game and lost 2, so they're not very good either. Juarez have won 2 out of 3, so that'll be a bit more competition. In terms of the squad, in terms of what we've got, it's not bad at all. So in goal, we've got this Jose Mendoza, a 22-year-old Bolivian who's already like a good player for the league, leading first division, and he's got potential to get better. They signed him for $1.3 million in the summer. I think he's a good player, and I think he'd be very good. He's got a long-term deal, so I don't really need to worry about goalkeeper. At right back, we've got this Enzo Brazilian lad. He looks good. Unfortunately, he's been out injured, and he's going to be injured for another 2 weeks. It's centre-back. We've got Rafael Guerrero, 32-year-old Mexican, a little bit older, and 33-year-old Aguirre as well, partner him. So that's definitely an area we want to improve on. They do have a Chilean. He's only 5'11", though, which is a little bit short for a centre-back, in my opinion. But he could be decent. He's probably the best one at the club. They signed him in the summer as well, and he's not really had a great start. So could be someone we'll just look to move on. Left back is not great. He's a bit quick. But other than that, he's not great technically. Like, mentally and physically, he's fine. He's not great technically. Peruvian, 23-year-old. He's just generated at the club. Midfield is the worry. They've got this ball winner guy. He's not great. He's really more of a playmaker. 26-year-old Mexican. He's barely first division ready. He joined from Chivas. He's only been very average. Not great. This guy actually looks decent. He's just not trained to play there. So we're going to retrain him. He's a 23-year-old Colombian. He joined in the summer for $600,000. So pretty good. We've also got Ismael Kone as well, but he's 33 and not very good anymore. In attack, we've got Joshua Mancha, is a 30-year-old Mexican. He can play pretty much anywhere. He's okay. He's average. In the middle, we've got Max Pedersen. This could change. Where we play them could change. But at the minute, we've got this Max Pedersen, 23-year-old Mexican who actually looks decent. He's been a one-club man, so he knows the club. And this is the baller, Guillermo Salas. look at this lad. He looks very, very good. He has so far, yeah, I mean, after breaking in the team, he's been double digits most seasons, and that's for goals. So whether we play him up front, I think he looks great as a left winger because he cuts in inside from the left and he's right-footed. He's quick, he's good off the ball, he's got good flair, and he's probably good in front of goal with all this stuff. He's got 20 determination, so he's probably going to get better as well. He's a star. Now, he doesn't have a minimum release clause in his contract. He's in 2039. He does want to move to a bigger club, which I understand. But at the minute, we definitely want to keep him. Up front, we've got Mauricio Medrano. He's a 30-year-old Mexican. Definitely 30-year-old, but he's not like slowing down. He seems okay. They signed him in last season from Tenerife for £2.1 million. I do think they've potentially been spending their money a little bit poorly. In terms of incomings and outgoings, so we have obviously players on the bench as well. We've got this guy, Claudio Marban, 19-year-old, not really first team ready, but you know, he's young, he's quick, so he can just kind of sit on the bench and come on, hopefully get some game time. We've got our backup goalkeeper, Mexican, Jorge Torres, young Mexican, potential not as good, probably look to move him on when we can. Gonzalo Tapia, 33-year-old Chilean, we don't need him, so we're going to try and move him on. He's currently got a loan offer from Rems. We've got some other players who are just kind of sitting around the squad, ignoring the injured ones. Those three lads were all trying to move on. And then there's some players in the under 23s who we probably try to move on as well. This guy is already leaving in December. He's really the only high earner, I guess. This guy, backup goalkeeper, probably try and get him some loan time. Under 18s, I don't think there's, it's just literally actual under 18s, no high earners in there. So finances are okay. In terms of other deals, there are some players joining us in January. So Miguel Gomez is a right back. I didn't sign any of these. These were all deals done when I joined. Felipe Yanez, a 30-year-old left back. Thiago Helguera could be good, actually. We probably need a midfielder, so that's not a bad one. And then Alex Corneo. So they're all joining from Chile, which doesn't help because we only have so many players we can register who are not considered Mexican born. We've only got 2 spots left, and there's 4 players joining, and I don't think any of them are Mexican born, except one of them is. So 3 of them are joining, and we've only got 2 spots. That does make things a little bit tricky, and how we probably have to get rid of some players. And this is where we need. So are all of these boys Mexican? Yeah, they pretty much are. Okay, well, we might try and move him on, if possible. You're staying. I'm just looking through the list now. We are trying to move on a couple, but they're already ones unregistered. Tapia, we are trying to move on. So if we get rid of him, then that pretty much solves it. Yeah. All right, well, there's some stuff to work out, but we'll figure that out as we go. Financially, the club's good. Lots of money. There was some clauses which I've activated. We are also trying to bring in a bit of a superstar. This guy, Daniel Gustavo Villarreal. Hell of a name. He can play as a ball winner. He can also play as a centre-back. He's a wonder kid, Mexican. He's currently playing for Monterrey. He had an £8 million release clause, which would pretty much be our whole budget. But honestly, he looks amazing. If we only bring him in and get him for 2 seasons and then sell him on, it's not the end of the world. He looks very, very good. 6'1", not the greatest header, so I'd probably, given how he is a decent passer and stuff, there's a potential to play him either at centre mid or as a ball winner. I'm undecided where we'd play him. We probably need the better players in midfield at the minute. So, yeah, I don't know. But we'll figure that out. But he's the one we're chasing, that we're trying to spend the money on. Tapia, of course, going out. So that is pretty much the lay of the land. We need to start getting results. We need to start turning things around. Dynamics are not terrible, but could be better, and it'll probably get better as we start to win games. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Other than that, we've got a couple players we're looking at. There's not really anyone available on a free. There's some of the Saudi boys available, but they all want massive wages, so we can't do that. So let's get started in our first game. We've obviously had to bring some players in. So Berrio is not really ready to play there, but he's going to have to learn on the job. We've had to replace the right back and the centre back. So Aguirre and Hesketh come in. Enzo and Mardones will come back in once they're fit. Enzo will be a lot more quick. He's out for next 2 weeks, whereas Mardones is out for 3 months. So we are Definitely going to be a little bit light. We've got a little bit light at the back as on the bench as well. I mean, we might as well just put players on the bench. Yeah, we're a little bit light, but what can you do? So you need 12 players in the squad, 4 in the 11. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 11. So we're never going to be worried about that. But yeah, clearly this boy hasn't been playing a lot of football. I'm really not sure why. He's the best left back at the club. I don't know who on earth have been playing there instead. Berrio doesn't seem to have played a whole lot as well, and he's like, well, he's played 3 games actually, so I'm talking nonsense. But whether that, no, actually does seem to be starting. So, hang on. They paid £23.5 million for Ismail Kone. What were they thinking? I mean, he was okay in the first season, but good God, that is a massive overpay for an aging player. I don't know why they've been spending the money the way they are. Hopefully we'll turn it around, and hopefully we get off to a good start. So the first game against that team I can't pronounce. Hopefully we get off to a win, but we know the scene. We need to just get a win. We're at home, so hopefully we can, sort everything out pronto, get things going in the right direction. Again, the team can change in terms of where we play. I think we'll stick with the formation. I mean, it seemed to work pretty well. As I say that, I thought we'd given away a penalty. One thing I don't not like about the squad, it's a bit of an older squad. So there is some young players here, but there is a lot of players over the age of 30. I don't mind players who are 30, but there's a lot of players over the age of 30, which in real life, not so bad. In Football Manager world, bad. Football Manager and football management games in general do not treat players over 30 very well, even though in real life players play till they're 34, 35. And then they start to get worse around 33, 34. Not when they're 30. It's not like as soon as they hit 30, they just start to get worse. But never mind. We'll try and work through it. So whether we play Salas on the wing, or whether we play him up front, or maybe we switch to a 2 up front, there's a lot of options, and we just need to kind of see how it goes. Whether we don't really have a very good number 10, so going with 2 up top instead of a 10 could be an option. But what we're doing is basically what we were doing at Al Hilal. We're going to stick with what worked, and then if we need to make changes, we'll do that as we sort of play the games. But so far, it's not been bad. I mean, we're 10 minutes in. It looks like we've had some chances. Not really anything clear-cut, and one thing I've noticed is outside of that Salas, it doesn't look like there's some really good goal scorers. Of course, it's going to take a while for the players to gel. It's going to take them a little bit to get used to the system, how we want to play, and what have you. Berrio, of course, needs to learn his position, and we need to learn some finishing as well, because that was very poor from Pedersen. I think in terms of quality of player, we have gone down a little bit. So obviously in Saudi, we had the likes of Cole Palmer and stuff like that, and they were like a 3-star player. He's available on a free, and when I tried to bring him in, he was like a 5-star player. So we've definitely taken a step back in terms of quality. So maybe North America should be slightly below Asia. But I feel like Saudi's a little bit different because you can just afford these crazy good players. Not a dream start, is it? Because realistically, these are a pretty poor team. We are only 3 games into the season, so whether they're really that poor, I guess we don't know. Salas has got the best rating, which is not really surprising because he's the best player in the squad. But we haven't really seen much from anyone. It'll probably just take a few games to start going, I think. Again, whether this is the right move, maybe we should be going with 2 up top, something to consider. But we'll play a few games with the 4-2-3-1 and kind of see how it goes, and we might need to adjust. But good work from Huescas, who again cuts in. Max Pedersen, was he onside? I don't know. I couldn't really tell if he was onside or not. It seems to just took a deflection of him. It's not the best first ever goal for your new team, but I'll take it. We do get the goal. Max Pedersen kind of gets the goal. It's 1-0 at half-time. I mean, we've been the better side. The good thing is I've not seen anything defensively that worries me. It's just going forward. The quality is a little bit lacking. But again, that could come with time. We get some players in, of course, in January. So as soon as we get everything ticking, players might start to play a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable, creating better chances. So the finishing might improve on that as well. But that Manchester's done really well. And this Max Pedersen, there could be something about this boy. Second goal for him. 2-0 now. I mean, this is a very good start. We've got an 81,000 stadium. We only got 24 in, so I was expecting massive crowds, but clearly it's a big ground. But not like we don't really fill it, which is a shame. But 2-0 up. This is definitely looking a little bit better. Salas maybe is going to be better up front, but the problem is we probably don't have another winger because Medrano can really only play up front. So I think we kind of have to play him out on the wide. If we can bring a better winger in, then maybe we can jiggery pokery something. Or maybe we go up 2 up top with Salas and Pedersen, because Pedersen looks like he knows how to finish at least. Still 2-0. Some time remaining. We are looking good though. So I need to remember who are the young boys who've actually got potential. So he doesn't. Is it you? No, you're an old boy. Tapia's an old boy. I think it's just Marben. So we'll bring Marben on. What we'll do is we'll just chuck Salas up front. Marben on the left where he's natural. And we'll try and give this Marben some game time because he is a youngster. He's got a bit of potential. And if we can have like young Mexicans in the squad who are, getting a little bit better. Basically what we tried to do in Saudi. So keep them in and around the squad, give them as much game time as possible, and just try and keep good squad players who are homegrown in the nation. That's always the best way to go. Oh, Marben, I thought he'd introduced himself brilliantly to me there. He does really well to get up for it, but unfortunately it hit the post. I mean, that would have been... He definitely would have earned himself a bit more game time if he could have finished that. But no, it's a good start. It's nice to see him do something. But a little bit shocked by Pedersen. He wasn't someone I actually earmarked as being a really good player, but no, he's had a very good start. We will make a couple changes. Obviously, there's players who are leaving the club, but it doesn't mean we can't at least use them to replace tired players and the like. Yeah, we don't really need to do anything. We need midfielders, and Ismail Kone, he's not really fit, but he can probably see out 5 minutes just to give the other boy a bit of a rest. We definitely need some midfielders. I think if we can get that ball winner in, I think that would be ideal. Him next to Berrio, I think that would look really good. We definitely need another centre back, but obviously if we can just bring that injured one back in when he's fit, and I think that improves this team a lot. But a good first game. I think there's work to do in the finishing department, but still a 2-0 win. Max Pedersen were both goals, and that does give us our first game and our first win in our new club. Shoots us all the way up to 7th, which is great. Obviously, I'm not really expecting to finish top or anything like that. I think top 6 gets you into the quarters, so I think that could be a decent enough goal. I think at the very least we want to be finishing 9th. That's the absolute least. But if we can finish top 6, then that's good. But of course, this was against one of the worst teams in the league. Next up's Juarez, who are definitely a little bit better. So we'll come back for that second game and see kind of what we're really made of. So for our second game of the episode, we are away to FC Juarez, and we're going with the same 11. Berrio is slightly more trained in that position after only just one game, so I think he'll transition quite nicely. We're going to stick with the team. I mean, it worked. We won 2-0. Enzo is slightly back from his injury. He's good enough to sit on the bench, but clearly looking at him, he's not going to play, but I just want to put him there so I don't forget about him. But we'll go with the same team. I think, like I say, I think there's a couple of positions we need to improve on. I think we've a better striker, but that could just be us changing how we play. I think that one doesn't worry me. I think the back line's okay. I think if we can get that centre-back in who's injured, then that's good. I think the midfield was a worry, but if we can sign that wonder kid, that definitely improves things quite a bit. Now, whether he's best as a ball winner or a centre-back, I guess we'll kind of find out if we get him. But the wingers, the attackers, yeah, it's not bad. I don't think the team's that bad. I think they've just slightly underperformed. They're expected to finish 6th, so they're clearly not a bad squad. Whether they're a good enough team to win their continental competition, I guess we'll kind of find out if and when we actually are in it. I do believe we're in it. But yeah, but we obviously played a much easier team in the first game. These are clearly a bit more decent, but we've got off to a good start, and that's what I wanted to see, because I wasn't convinced on Medrano in the first game, but he's done well. Mancha's another one I'm not convinced of just looking at him. I mean, if we look at him as a player, there's nothing that screams amazing. He's 30. He's not great. But if he can be more of an assister, playing on the right-footed, Salas more of an attacker, right-footed on the left, I think that works. Max Pedersen, I didn't actually take a look at. He actually is very good. Now, he's naturally more of a winger, but he did really well down the middle. So maybe we play him out wide. I don't know. I don't know if he'd be much of a striker. It could be. he does like to run with the ball down the right and switch ball to wide areas, which I guess is not a bad trait if you're in the middle. So he can play either side. I mean, I didn't realize he was actually quite good. So he's another one. So I think we've got two standouts in the team in Pedersen and Salas. Obviously, we didn't see much of Salas in the first game. Again, would he be better up front? That could be the case. But I think we need to see more of him before we decide that the left isn't necessarily a strong position for him. And I think we just need to youthen the squad up a little bit. There's a couple too many players 30 or older. So if we can get a little bit more legs in the squad, that's poor from Pedersen. He did well to score 2 in the first game, but he really should have been getting a third in 2 games there. It was a good ball, to be fair, and it just sort of dropped to him, and maybe he just wasn't expecting it, but he just didn't really get a strong enough connection on it. Gonzalez from midfield, or was that Gonzalez? No, it must have been Godinese. We don't have a Gonzalez. Godinese goes for an effort. But one thing I'm noticing, we seem to be controlling games pretty well. In terms of like, we have most of the possession and we're not really conceding many chances. So even though that back line's a little bit older, it seems to be working. Whatever we've got set up seems to be working pretty well. Medrano stands over the free kick, does well. Godinese gets on the rebound, puts it in the back of the net. 40th minute, it is 2-0. And again, we just seem to be doing well. Like wherever we go in this save, it doesn't seem to be too difficult. I'm expecting that at some point we'll join a club and it'll be difficult, but things just seem to be going pretty well. I'm pretty good at the game at this point. It's been out for 2 years, so I should be good at it. But a good start, a good half, and this could definitely be 2 wins out of 2. We'll just tell them to stay focused. Again, Salas is like the best player and he's getting the best rating, but I'm not seeing much of him in the actual engine, but he's clearly doing good work outside of the highlights, so I'll trust that it's working. We're winning games. We don't need to worry about it. Now, if someone comes in with a big offer for him, that's a different conversation. That could lead to a different conversation. Max Pedersen's picked up a little bit of a knock. So what we'll do is we'll put Mancha in the middle and we will bring Jorge. I'm going to call him Jorge Torres or Jorge Torres on the right-hand side. I feel like Jorge's more of the Mexican version, but that could just be me being stupid. We're currently up to 4th, so clearly I was underestimating how well we could do because we're actually doing pretty well. What we'll do for the last 15 minutes is, again, put Salas up front and bring Marbin on the left. Marvellous Marbin. Can get some more game time. He did well on his little show in last time, so again, we'll try and give him 20-30 minutes as much as we can. But yeah, another good result. I mean, again, we've really dominated the game, kept them very, very quiet. Guerrero, from midfield. Is that the centre-back taking a free kick, or was that Berrio and I just misread it? Not sure. Not really sure. If it is a centre-back taking a free kick, then that's something we need to change. But another 2-0 win and another very comfortable game. So whether we've just played 2 teams who aren't very good or we've just really taken to the new system, don't know what it is, but clearly in 2 games we've went from 13th to 4th. Now, we are very early in the season, so that might be why. But it's a very good start. You're not going to see me complaining. So that will do it for this episode. What we'll do is we'll play some more games off camera. And I think we'll come back for Club America and Pachuca because they're the big rivals. So we'll come back for that, and that'll be pretty much near the end of the league stage, our opening stage. We'll pretty much know where we are, and that will give us a good indication of whether we're going to be in the quarters or the preliminary rounds, or whether we're actually going to be chance to win the league. Now, I don't know really if anything matters about finishing first. I don't think you get anything more for it. It's really just about getting in the top 6, really. I don't think it really does anything else. But if we can win more games and challenge for, essentially we just need to win as many games as we can. So we'll play these games off camera. We'll come back for Club America and Pachuca, and that will be next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hexagon Challenge, and I'll see you all for more very soon.